Well, it turns out if you give me enough time, I do actually get something right. It's amazing. I know that comes as a surprise to all of you, but after my spectacular fail last month, gleefully advertising this cigar, which I really am very much looking forward to. So I was really excited last month to be saying, yes, finally, we're having the Johnny Tobacconaut. I was, of course, wrong, and we weren't having that at all. However, this month I got it right. We're having the Johnny Tobacconaut. Now, this is from Room 101. Now, we first experienced Room 101 way back in week 2 of pack 1 of the Cigar Professor. And I would like to calculate how many years ago that was, but my brain refuses to math right now. It was a long time ago. And we had the Room 101 Farce Lonsdale. Beautiful, beautiful cigar. And it was our introduction to our subscribers of those sort of longer and skinnier vitolas in cigars. Well, this, of course, is more of a kind of a standard vitola of cigar, but I'm led to believe that the blend is anything but standard, and we can say for sure that Room 101 as a brand is anything but standard. So here to talk to us about it, as always, and to justify his decision, why has he put this cigar in front of us, is Professor Damo. How are you?
Not too bad. It's good to be here. Hopefully, excuse my nasal voice. I copped a head cold from the kids nearly 2 weeks ago, and I'm still trying to shake it. So
kids are good like that. They are great for passing on head colds.
They're great.
Now,
what
is the deal with Johnny Tobacconaut? What are we looking at here?
So, Room 101. As we know, Matt Booth is the brainchild behind the brand.
He's either the mad genius or he's just mad. We're not quite sure which yet.
Look, I don't know whether you could be a mad genius without being mad anyway. So,
yeah, sure.
So, anyway, so introduced this in 2015 as a bit of a one-off, and it was sort of like at one of the big cigar shows, sort of just like a little bit of a, a little teaser sampler thing. And it's become a bit of a regular. So, the brainchild behind it is Johnny Tobacconaut is a play on Johnny Appleseed.
Sure.
And so the concept branding behind this is that he's gone to the far extenses of the universe of tobacco to seek the best seed for the best cigar. That's the that's the branding behind it, and it's just a bit of fun and game.
I'm going to say that if it takes you that long to explain the brand, then you've got your brand wrong. Like just like, Nike, just do it. Like I get it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not. Yeah. But,
Johnny Appleseed's a thing in America, and space is.
Look, it is
a thing in America. So it's a lot of American sort of colloquialisms and ideas.
Look, you're talking a lot about space. I'm going to bring us crashing back down to earth because there are only 2 of us on screen at the moment, and I regret to inform you that we have been joined by Omar. Omar, friend, buddy, pal, how are you?
He's already started. Not surprising.
Living the dream. Yeah, look, living the dream. You've already got one cigar going. Are you just going to chain smoke them? Are you going to light tonight's cigar off that cigar?
That's one of my favorite sticks of all times.
Oh, hello.
Very nice.
I didn't
even know you had any left.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there are any left.
Yeah.
You must have found a stash you forgot about.
And not that's a stash. I wish it was a stash.
That's the Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken.
In the car seat, wasn't it?
Yeah. Limited release, not purchasable no more. And wow.
Well, you enjoy that, but you've timed it badly because it is Cigar Professor time, and we're about to light up this lovely Room 101 Johnny Appleseed, or Johnny Tobacconaut, rather. And
Omar's going to love this because guess who was the blender behind it and where it was rolled?
AJ Fernandez.
Bingo.
Boom. Beautiful. I'm already excited.
And that makes it what, Nicaragua?
Yes. So we actually have an Ecuadorean Connecticut Shade wrapper. Now, there's a little bit of conjecture over. Originally, it was a Nicaraguan puro. Then they moved it to an Ecuadorian wrapper, but I do believe that the 2024 the one that was released this year. So yeah, this particular one we bought at the beginning of the year, it has been changed to having a Mexican binder apparently.
Okay.
So it used to be Ecuadorian outdoors, Nicaraguan filler and binder, but I've read a few sources that have basically said, and I'm actually referring to some of the cigar journals that are actually talking about a Mexican leaf.
Yeah, right, in the binder.
So I would assume that the cigar journals know what they're talking about. So,
well, we've often enjoyed a Mexican binder, particularly like a Mexican San Andres binder tends to be something that we often talk about, really bringing much more complexity to a given stick. So I don't consider that to be a bad thing if they've gone for a Mexican binder. I'm going to go for a straight cut with the perfect cutter.
I've gone for a straight cut as well. Beautiful draw.
Just to follow up from what Topher was saying, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, the problem is the masses, they don't see it as a premium thing, right? This is just all the marketing made out. They find it to be not a premium thing, but they believe a Series V.
That's true.
They have done a great job with these Mexican fighters. So
absolutely. Lighting it up nice and slowly with a jet lighter.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Super light. Super duper light. Oh, but a bit more complex than just a bakery. That's interesting. Little bit of charcoal, mild, not unpleasant at all. A little bit of charcoal. What's been cooking on that charcoal? There's something else there as well.
It's got a little bit of cayenne in there.
Got some rings in there too. Happy with that. It's not an umami. It is tasty is what it is, but I can't quite place it. That is, honestly, that is more complex than what I was expecting it to be right from the off.
Well, when Omar and I evaluated this stick, we thought to ourselves, this is a David Lionhelm stick.
Yeah,
that's what we put him in the pack.
Exactly said.
So
all right.
I am hoping that David really enjoys this stick because he was the person in thought when we decided to add it to the pack.
So you're literally like doing custom sticks now. So like between all the subscribers, it's like if you just subscribe for enough years, eventually you'll get to the stick that we picked out just for you.
Exactly.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Excellent.
Boys,
so you're guaranteed. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I just had this very moment. You guys were talking and Dan was putting the comments in. It reminds me of a ginger cookie, which is sweetened with white sugar and cinnamon.
Okay.
Cookie, which is sweetened with cinnamon and white sugar. It's
and it's got like the sugar granules on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know the one you mean. One you mean.
Yes. So it just hit me with that. No, that spice thing, I'm just not kind of can for me. It's more of a cinnamon, sweet cinnamon with a bit of ginger. The bite, I see more gingery.
Well, those who are watching already have already jumped into the show. Let us know where you're watching from. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And let us know what you're smoking. If you're a subscriber, obviously, hopefully you're smoking a Johnny Tobacconaut Rube 101. But if you're not, let us know what you are actually smoking right now.
Yes, this is good.
Loving the rings in this cigar.
Yeah.
This is a well-rolled cigar.
Yeah.
Mm.
Definitely a correlationship with bits and pieces of Immaculate. It's got its nuances of Immaculate. Maybe the Perdomo
So
Connecticut 10th anniversary as well.
I feel like it's a little bit more complex than either of those. But I was just trying to figure out how to say this without it sounding like an insult, because this is definitely not intended as an insult. But this for me is a breakfast cigar. I can see myself sitting down with a morning coffee on a crisp morning with the sun coming up and absolutely loving this flavor profile. It's complex. It's bolder than those Connecticut's that you just mentioned, in my opinion, but it is still super easy smoking.
Tell you what, it does have notes of is the Divinia.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's got Divinia. It's got both of them. It's got you could just kind of say that's AJ Fernandez just like fucking touch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
But you're not a fanboy or anything.
Nah. No t-shirts for me.
Uh-huh. Damo, you're back to representing Perdomo. What happened?
I think
look, I'm torn.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust underneath Perdomo. What is it? Perdomo in the streets, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust in the sheets. Is that how it works?
That's it.
Dan sort of got to where we were before. He did mention he's getting a little bit of ginger as well.
Yeah.
So
and he mentions the smoke production as well, and he's dead right, but also just the construction.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like, faultless draw, beautiful. Great burn, lit up easily, great smoke production.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have some devastating news.
Yeah.
You remember that cigar that I had set aside? It was a oh gosh, I'll think of what it was. A genuine Cuban. It was a Bolivar, thank you. Set aside to celebrate when Nicolas Maduro, the current dictator of Venezuela, died. Well, I'm terribly sorry to say it began to split. The wrapper aged out. It was it's the first time I've ever held on to a cigar for too long. That is not a crime that I'm usually guilty of, but I was in this case. So I smoked it because I felt that was my obligation. I smoked it, and definitely not giving its flavors the way that it should have. So there you go. That's clear evidence that you can keep a cigar for too long, and I think the wrapper just got too fragile and lost too much of its oil over time, and that was that. So what I'll do instead is buy a new Bolivar when he dies and celebrate with a fresh one.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a pity we don't know when that will be.
Well, Dan Moore's got the right idea. I mean, with a bit of planning, we can know when that will be.
Let's just say on a more positive note, by default in the Western world, we're so worried about what happens outside our world.
Sure.
And we're so much focused on what happens here first, because there's a lot bigger fish to fry here. So the focus, I guess, common sense suggests, should be here, because we were too worried about where, we just morally be okay. We are with that, or against that, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But so much going on here, and this is time for some intentions and some thoughts and strategies about this place where you pay.
So what I'm hearing is I should have a lot more cigars earmarked for when Australian politicians die. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. But even to be even more straight about it, it's not a death of a politician, because they're all going to die eventually. I think there's always a problem in that. So it's a system.
Well, look, odds are in the favour for that at the moment with all these sudden unexpected deaths. You know,
that's right.
can happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cause unknown.
Yeah. Again, there's a whole lot of crop behind. This one goes, it's always, so it's going to take or do it exactly, if not worse. There's a cop turned up to my business. I was just chatting, and ex-cop. I guess he was trying to tell me how many cops have resigned because of, against what they thought was oppression or whatever.
Yeah.
My mate works with me, who was also happened to be an ex-cop. He resigned too. The answer to that was, I said to him, that means all the good cops are gone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we need
to do
is put all the good cops in a police force to police the police.
Put them into Office of Police Integrity or whatever it's called. Yeah, look, the same thing. I'm actually friends with the cop that arrested me down in Melbourne during all the COVID nonsense. And he and I caught up for a coffee a little while ago, and he expressed to me the same thing. He's considering walking away. He's had a very successful career. He's actually achieved a very, very significant rank, and has a promising career ahead of him if he just chooses to stick it out and continue to play the game and be a part of that system. But he's finding as time passes, it's just getting harder and harder for him to put aside his reservations about the way that the police have allowed themselves to be used. And he's now looking at he hasn't made a decision last I spoke to him, but he's now he's looking at his options. And I just think that's a real shame, because as much as, yes, he's one of the ones that arrested me, I do think he's actually one of the good guys in there, and there just isn't really a place for the good ones anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Mr. Stu, what's happening, Mr. Stu?
So Tim, what's this comment about here, Tim? You're gonna have to fill us in. Are you and Stu hanging out again? Is that what's going on? You're just like giggling girlfriends, just always hanging around each other. Would rather be on here than talking about cutting up a cow.
Yeah.
I also have to notice, Tim, I'm going to try not to take this personally, but I can tell you already in advance, I will fail. I've already taken it personally that you didn't say g'day to me.
Ooh.
G'day, Omar. G'day, Damo.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Hello.
Hello,
I'm right here in the middle where you can't miss me. Little bit offended.
Topher.
So, herb note coming through. I reckon it's a bit like sage. Not unpleasant by any means, just a interesting note in the background there.
Yes, there's an herb note, and it could be what you were saying, because depending on our palate, what we had before. But yeah, look, it could be either clary sage, to be specific, but it's definitely an herbal note. It's earthy, it's pleasant. It's definitely earthy, it's definitely pleasant, and that could be clary sage for sure.
Man, there is an after.
Don't fucking say it. You're gonna fuck it up. No, come on. Tell us.
If you just wait about 15 seconds after exhaling, there's a really distinct flavor change.
Yes. Agree.
What is that? Because I am loving whatever that is.
Have you had a ginger syrup that is sweetened and has some sort of herb infusion to it?
Gingery, sweety herb. I can't say I have, but that is the flavor profile.
Yeah. So we have a traditional drink that is based on sugarcane syrup and ginger, right, in it. And it's sweet, but has like a bite of ginger in it. And it kind of just hit me like that. It says, yes.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. It is an
gorgeous.
absolutely gorgeous flavor. It's worth waiting for each puff. It's worth just sit and wait till that flavor change happens. That's amazing.
Yeah, gorgeous, absolutely.
Mm.
So Topher,
Mm.
a friend of mine, you probably know him at some point back in the day. Now this guy is obviously being really kind and nice to me, and he has some really expensive cigars. Some of that might be the highest rated cigars ever by Cigar Aficionado. This fucker comes to me last Saturday with not one, not two, three of those cigars. I mean, it could be worth $1,000. Who knows? I mean, hundreds of dollars. With one of the most gorgeous coffee. Cup that $1,500.
Is it just me, or did Omar just break up?
He dropped out and froze for about 10 seconds.
No, that was you.
Go back a bit, Omar.
All right. So I was saying, think about the highest rated cigar by Cigar Aficionado, 3 of those. A coffee that was cupped in Sydney for $15 a cup.
Right.
That's Saturday. We sat down and we enjoyed those 2 motherfuckers, and we did not fucking think of you for a second.
Oh, wow. I should be more devastated than I am, but honestly, you Sydney-siders can keep it. Nice cigars, great coffee, yeah, but you had to be in Sydney. That's just like sometimes the price just isn't worth it.
Yeah. You saying that, but deep down, you are fucked.
Look,
there's also a note of caraway seed in that as well. That sort of that lovely, bright, sweet spice on caraway.
That I agree. I wasn't on to sage, but caraway, 100% I agree.
Yeah, sage is more on the finish, sort of that, once you've exhaled, that herb note goes a little bit dry and vegetative. That's the sage note, but the initial hit of that spice is definitely a caraway.
Yes, definitely. I agree with the caraway. It resonates with me 100% caraway. I was going to say, I was more thinking fennel seeds, but it's like similar. Caraway also.
Well, there's a bunch of people watching that haven't talked to us yet. So, guys, if you're watching, don't be a stranger. Leave us a like, leave us a love, and leave us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from.
Let us know where you're watching from, and what you think of the Brebel by fucking Topher talking shit all day, and just. No, Topher, the comment that you made about that sweet syrupy thing with that is actually it, and you wait for it to come and it just comes.
It just changes.
Yeah, it changes. Yeah, absolutely.
You've just got to wait for long enough that it comes in your mouth. I mean, it changes and you can taste it in your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roger, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
This guy has lost the plot. He has no idea what organic is. Look at him. He thinks he's organic. Mate, go get a burger or something. Just chill out. Relax. It's only a cigar. Fuck.
Hey, at least he said ginger beer, not ginger-flavored kombucha, like what you guys drink.
Organic ginger. He's trying to act all poshy right now. Hey, relax on that. Takes you a message, man.
Mr. Stew is trying to correct your palate as well.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just because you're talking shit, I'm going to back Mr. Stew on this one. You're wrong. Both of you.
Stu, look, Dave's mentioned the whole thing, and I think it is caraway. It is caraway. Definitely say that. Beautiful.
Well, I must be getting old.
The last cigar of this pack.
It is the last cigar of this pack. But I'm led to.
I have to work out what's in the next pack.
You'd better run upstairs and start sorting through things.
Yeah,
well, I sort of did before the show. I was a
Oh,
little bit late coming.
ah.
Shall we start doing the unveilings?
Look, I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, we're 25 minutes in. I do get the feeling that actually, for its size, this is going to be a pretty nice slow burning cigar. So
Yeah,
let's all just settle in and enjoy the a bit of a strip tease. I mean, a bit of a tease from Damo about the next pack.
Oh, hello.
That is a nice looking box.
Does anyone know what that is? That should be
Yeah,
quite a famous.
obviously, it's a cigar box. Like, duh.
Do you notice the? Probably be easier to pick it up in the lid.
Oh man.
Oh, Highclere Castle. Yes. Very nice.
So that's the castle where Downton Abbey TV series is based. This is the Edwardian. So it's basically a Connecticut. So that's going in there in a Toro size, nice big cigar. Now, I couldn't just put one Highclere Castle in.
Oh.
So I had to also get the Victorian.
Oh.
Which is the Maduro version.
Yeah, nice. Gorgeous.
So that's also a Toro. So we're going to have the two gorgeous cigars there.
Now, a lot of people wouldn't actually... Hang on, Damo, before you go to the next one. A lot of people actually wouldn't know the story with the Highclere Castle cigars.
Okay.
Is it the first one of those that's because it wasn't a Maduro, was it? It's that first one that you showed us.
Mm-hmm. So
tell the story.
When they were coming to do the TV show Downton Abbey, the decoration crew came in to, get everything out they didn't want.
That's the art department. Thank you very much. Get the terminology right. The art department came in.
Okay, yes. I'm not in that side of the world, but anyway. So the art department came in, and in the process of doing stuff, they noticed there was a loose panel between the main entrance foyer hall and one of the side rooms. And then when they went to fix the panel, they realized it was a hidden panel with a cabinet in there and had some paraphernalia and stuff in there. And it had some old cigars that were well and truly dried up and well beyond their best. But the owner of Highclere Castle decided to have them reverse engineered to try and actually replicate what they would have been like. So that is what they believe the Edwardians were smoking.
Oh, very nice. Nice little bit of history there.
So
that's very
Victorian,
cool.
They wanted something a little bit bolder, a little bit stronger, and so they decided to make a Victorian era one that was a Maduro. So
very good.
That's the story behind it. Actually, it's a really nice box because you got felt on the bottom.
Oh, hello.
It's timber on the bottom half, blue embossed with foil. It's like burnt into the timber on the inside. And then you've got a nice little certificate that comes with it. And then the top cigars are actually on a little tray.
Oh,
little grooves in the side so you can pick it up properly. And then you got the other cigars in the bottom.
That's
absolutely gorgeous.
That's very nice.
And it's all the tray, and there's also a lining in the bottom one, all cedar. Oh, it smells gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So
Stu is on the money here.
Yeah, he's better.
He's a man of good taste. All right, now do you want to save the final one? Actually, hang on, Omar, have you lost your ash yet?
Not yet. No.
That's a shame. I must be getting old because I no longer feel. I know you had. You lost ages ago. I must be getting old because I kind of have started ashing my cigars rather than just letting it drop into my lap. But I can't let Omar win, so I'm just going to have to keep taking the risk, I think.
So yeah, no, totally. Just on that. No, I know what you mean. But sometimes you don't have to fucking state the obvious every day. What do you think you are? Old. You have been old for fucking years, a decade. overstates it becomes weird. That's fine. It's
All
okay.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. David Lionhelm has entered the chat. David, welcome. This cigar, I don't know if you were with us earlier in the show, but Damo and Omar, when they were trying these cigars and deciding what was going in what pack, without me, of course, they determined that they thought that this would be a perfect cigar for you. So do keep us posted. If you're smoking this tonight, I don't know if you are, but if you are, do keep us posted. What do you think of the flavor profile, and how does it treat you from a nicotine perspective? Would be good to know. But David also comes in with a good question. Who makes these cigars and where?
Does that will it focus?
No, it hasn't focused. Sorry.
Foundation Cigars, Nicaragua.
Okay. Nicaraguan cigars, or Nicaraguan made anyway.
Nicaraguan made by Foundation Cigars.
But based, of course, on the reverse engineering of what was left of the cigars that they found.
Yes.
So we suspect that it's probably representative of what they were actually enjoying at the time. Finley, welcome. First comment that I saw. I saw. That's right. You said to us. You talked to us before. Go and get that pipe tobacco, Finley. Stop mucking around. Go and get it. Light up. Let us know how you go.
Anyway, so Foundation Cigars. We've heard of them before because they make Chartered Oak and the Wise Man cigars. So
I do like Chartered Oak. Wise Man, I don't know well, but I do like Chartered Oak.
A couple of good cigars. Yeah.
So Chartered Oak. Just trying to think what other they do. They do a bit of manufacturing for other people, but they're probably the two that are most renowned for. There's another brand that we haven't experienced yet. I think it's pronounced Olmec, Olmec. Maybe that's something we can look at down the path. They also make the Tabernacle, which is another one we haven't experienced yet. I think they also make David and Goliath. So I'll have to double check on that one.
So Dan's asking, hey, Damo, are either of those Highclere castles the same as the one you gave me when I first visited you in Sydney? I think the ones that you had back then were a smaller Vitola.
Smaller Vitola. So it was a double Corona that we had of the Edwardian. This is going to be a Toro version of the same cigar.
Yeah.
Mr. Stew, I said, just what Omar doesn't know won't hurt him.
Interesting taste on the lips afterwards as well.
Yeah.
What about this ash? Age of Finesse cigar, you their ash, eh? Long fillers.
Yeah. I mean, mine looks just gorgeous, just sitting there, just like stacking dimes. It's just this enormous ash. You're absolutely right.
Seriously.
Yeah, just gorgeous ash.
Children.
Well, I got to say, I think with the loss of the ash, it's picked up a little bit more of that vegetative note. I don't know if it's temporary or not, but I'd say just a little bit more of a marmalade twist kind of came in, a bit more of that vegetable herby. Hey, there goes Omar's ash as well. We'll see if it settles down again.
Yeah. Why am I smoking a little bit faster than you guys?
A little bit citrusy. I'm about halfway.
That's the twist that's come in for me. Like a marmalade, citrus marmalade or a citrus rind marmalade.
I would even define it more like a blood orange as well.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say grapefruit, but it's not grapefruit. Yeah, I think you're actually on the money there. It has that extra richness.
Gorgeous.
Mm.
Well, David, thank you for joining us. How are you finding this stick so far, given that this stick was chosen in your honor?
Is this the first time we have picked a stick for a particular subscriber?
Yes.
This is a Cigar Professor first. I hope you feel very, very special, David.
Yeah, that's a first. Hey, Stu, man, I think I cut more than 3 inches. It was much longer. It was a mishap with the barber. He chopped off too much. I wasn't happy, but hey, it will grow back.
Well, at least he wasn't giving you a circumcision.
Imagine that. you be just around the corner to capture that.
Well, there's
the extra bits for you.
At least you'd be guaranteed that he couldn't cut 3 inches off. I mean, you can't cut what isn't there.
Apparently, that's a bit of a challenge in white race. Oh man.
Tim says, I'm back. I thought I smelled something. Miss who, Tim? Miss who? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Well, Mr. Stew is very sad about the beard.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you, Stu.
Tell you what, these bands on this cigar just come off so perfectly. I wish every cigar band came off this well.
Yeah.
It is just perfection.
It's a well-presented cigar. I got to say, it's always a bit of a tricky thing when people try and do something novel and new with a brand. Sometimes they end up with something that just doesn't feel like it belongs on a cigar, whereas this actually works as a brand on the cigar. It just looks really cool.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Alrighty. David is reporting in. He says, I'm honored. So you should be, David. This is a career highlight for you. I mean, you haven't done anything else significant in your life. So this should really stand out as like the number one thing that you've accomplished in your life. He says, I'm enjoying it. Rich and creamy. Can't place the flavor. Not that great at picking them, but more than a Monte Cristo White. Yeah, I would say that this is kind of one step above a Monte White in terms of just the complexity and the flavor profile. No hint of nicotine for me so far.
That could be a cigar.
Interesting on the retro. So pretty much exhale almost everything out. And then just give it a little bit of a retro. I'm almost getting a sort of that Cuban tang note to it. Yeah.
I'm not retrohaling, but I concur with you. When that citrus flavor kind of kicked in a little bit after I lost my ash, I had the thought of the Cuban tang, and I didn't say anything because it's not strong, but the similarity is there.
Yeah, well, it just upped a notch for me just now.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know, boys, what I'm guilty of, as well as all of us are at some point, when we try to break down the notes of a cigar. And I would say, unfortunately, we refer back to Cuban cigars. I honestly sometimes think we don't have to, because these cigars, they are on their own, they're on their own entity. They have started a process. Cubans never did. They've been going out of their way, different fermentation, experimentation, all of that. But we subconsciously, we actually do that. Somehow we honor Cuban cigars, right? I'm not against Cuban cigars.
But the interesting thing is there is this commonality amongst all Cuban cigars that taste the same.
Yes.
And I think that's really what we're referring to. It's that commonality, that
I would
common
say
note.
It used to be like that. It used to be like that. Modern Cuban cigars are just, I don't see that anymore.
Well, this is actually really promising news from Mr. Stew, because Mr. Stew has been battling with exploding cigars, but not like ones made by the CIA for the purpose of killing Fidel Castro. They're cigars that aren't supposed to explode, but they have been. So that's interesting, Stu. If this one stayed in the Ziploc bag and it's actually behaving itself, then I think you might be right. The Tupperdoors might not be doing their job for you. That might actually finally be an explanation. Poor Tim has yet 0 cigars. That is a shame. So, David, I agree. That is really annoying. But how cool is the Harrods Cigar Lounge? Super cool. And, the members area and everything, really, really awesome. Just around the corner from there, there's a street that just this one street has at least 3, it might have been 4 different tobacconists, on it or just around the corner from it. And it's just one of those things, you just got to go and do that little walk. It's the street that has everything. I kid you not. It's got phenomenal menswear, cobblers to handmade shoes for you, hunting, rifles, shotguns, all that stuff, liquor stores, high-end liquor stores, and cigars, all on a single street.
Wow.
Like if you just had to pick one street that you could only buy from that one street from the rest of your life, it's like, well, that's it right there. It's got everything you need.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
My ash dropped again, and I got a really toasty, nutty note coming through.
It's interesting. If anything, for me, I've actually picked up a little bit more freshness. There's almost it's super subtle, but there's almost a spearmint. There's almost a minty freshness coming through.
Yeah, I was gonna say grassy greens freshness, but yeah,
definitely a freshness. But for me, it's got that extra little the cold that you get from a spearmint.
Yep.
Yeah, they can be finicky things, Dan. Dan says he moved his humidor to the cupboard in the shed when the weather cooled down and it made a difference. Stopped getting cracks in the cigar wrappers. I remember when I put my humidor into my garage when I was living in Melbourne, and I ran into this string of bad cigars, cracking wrappers, exploding, tar coming out the bottom of them, and I was just wrestling. And it took a little while, and I just finally went, hang on, this all started when I moved the humidor into that garage, moved it back inside. Average temperature remained warmer, and all of a sudden the cigars started behaving themselves properly.
Yeah. Makes sense. Always, Stu.
You know it, Stu. You know it.
You know it.
He'll smoke anything.
That was spontaneous, David.
Ethan, I do apologize. It's a hard life, but you just have to find a way to survive. Sorry about that. I wonder if that mintiness that I'm getting is actually the interplay between the wine and the cigar.
Could be.
I think that might actually be it. For those playing along at home, it is a Coonawarra Estate Shiraz 2022. I probably should have gone with a whiskey because this probably isn't the ideal match, if I'm honest.
There's another soft sweet note coming in, and I'm just trying to pick whether it's like a vanilla or it's more like a licorice. But you know how both vanilla and licorice have got their own natural sweetness there?
Yeah. I could get a licorice. It's not obvious to me, but now that you've said the word, I go, yeah, okay. I could get a licorice there.
Very, very subtle afterthought in there, but it's just got that really nice, soft, mellow, sweet note there.
Mm. It's like a really high-end Darrell Lee soft licorice.
Well, so the interesting thing with this cigar is that it's not aimed at the common smoker in America. This is classed as a high-end cigar. They retail for around about $10 to $16 US a stick. So
Yeah, wow.
That's big money cigars.
That's considered expensive,
American
yeah.
Cigar shop, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good news, Dan. Very good news. Happy to hear that.
Very good news. You deserve it, man. Thoroughly, you deserve it. For sure. It's good news.
You know what we need to do? We need to do like a reunion episode with all the different people that have sort of gone on a bit of a journey with us. His name escapes me. I don't think it was Rowan. There was a chap who bought a new car and then wrote it off basically straight away.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who was that? We need to get him back on and see how he's going. Might have been Cos. And then, of course, you know, Whiskey Pete's had his dramas with the accident that he had and his rehabilitation there. And was it Rowan that was doing the jerky? We should catch up with him and see how he's going, because that was amazing. I loved that. See if he's finally got the bureaucrats to give him permission to actually start selling the stuff, or whether he's still fighting them. Yeah, it's been kind of fun. There's been a lot of people that have gone on a journey with us over the years, but I guess that's what happens when you run for so many years.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have to, Stu, doesn't mean you can't do it anyway, right? I'm just saying. I mean, you know, there's no rule, right?
Just leave it alone, man. The guy's doing his thing. Just let him be, man.
Not sure who this guy is. Sounds boring anyway, so move on. I tell you what, if I had a box of these lying around, they wouldn't last very long. This is a very you shut up, you stay out of this. But this is just a very agreeable cigar. It just feels like you could reach for this. I said before it'd be a great breakfast stick, and it's gotten a little bit bolder since then, but I'd still have it early in the day with a coffee. You could have it in the middle of the afternoon. You can have it after dinner. It's just one of those sticks you could just reach for at any time, and it's just good.
Like it's like a more of an entree cigar before an actual breakfast cigar.
So this is the one that you have while you're still in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you get up. It's the one that sort of gives you the strength to go and have a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gives you the strength to get up to have your breakfast stick.
Cigar. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, you know, you got to have a balanced diet, so that means a cigar in each hand. You just sort of, you know, that's how you start your day.
We had a funny moment on Saturday after Damo left. So Robbie popped in. So obviously we had another couple of cigars. So there was a moment when he left us with his cigar. So Cigar Man Sam caught me on a video smoking 2 cigars at the same time.
I like how you're trying to pretend that's not normal for you.
Well, I don't do it every day, but because that was his cigar, I'm going to have a bunch of that as well while he's gone. So I was smoking 2 cigars at the same time. That was cool.
Yeah, this is a great stick. This is, I mean, I've not had a lot of Matt Booth's cigars. What have we had over the years? We had the Room 101 Fast Lonsdale as our second ever cigar, and that I rate that. I thought that was a great cigar. We're having this one now. Have there been any other Room 101s? I feel like there's been at least one other Room 101 over the journey.
Not sure. Hang on, let me have a quick peruse through our.
Or maybe it's just because I've from time to time I've restocked with the Fast Lonsdales. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And Tim makes a very interesting point.
Yeah, I still can't place the name or the face. I'm just I don't know. I'm just confused. You know it, Stu. You know it. This has been so effortless. We have not mentioned the burn.
Yep.
None of us have had issues. The construction is flawless. The flavors are great and interesting, but not demanding. It's just a perfect cigar. It's exactly what you want. Dan's doing a fundraising run in June for the Smith family, 100 kilometers. Don't you do about 100 Ks in a single hockey match? I thought that was just like 100 Ks is just a training session for you, isn't it? Oh, hello.
Sue.
No, we haven't. It's only been the Room 101 Fast Lonsdale and the Room 101 Johnny Tobacconaut.
Well, there you go. Okay, so I must have just had a good few of those Lonsdales and restocked with those from time to time over the years. But I do rate them, and I definitely rate this. So that Matt Booth mad scientist must be onto something.
Yeah.
Posted without comment.
Yeah.
Should we? Actually, what I'll do. You
David?
won't really pick it from this, but yeah, it's not going to focus. No, it's not going to focus on that.
It is ringing a bell though. No, I can't get it. What is it?
I'll show it without the lid.
Gosh. I know what that is.
I'll show the back.
The Illusion. No, it's not what I was thinking of. There you go. I was wrong.
It's
It's only the first time in my life it's ever happened.
Epinay.
Oh,
Okay.
It's been highly rated on many occasions. And you probably can't see this, but the batch that I've got, the date down here, 2021.
Oh, very nice. So 3 years old already.
We've got some nice age on it. So, yes.
Very good.
So the
And let me guess, it's super limited edition and we'll never get another one ever again. That's how you roll, isn't it?
Actually, well, funnily enough, the Johnny Tobacconaut is an annual production, but it is a limited annual production every year. And it sells out very quickly.
Because the last thing you would want to do is to give us a cigar that we could actually just keep in stock and have available. You know, like, no, forget that. Let's find some super exclusive, super rare, everyone fights over them cigar that we can have one time and that's it.
Yep.
Cool. Just checking.
I've got a few more of them coming up in future packs too.
Oh, very good. All right. So that is the next pack. So we have, and is it going to be in that order, Damo?
Yep. So we'll be doing the
Highclere Castle
in the
Edwardian,
then the Maduro,
and the Victorian. Yep.
Epinay.
I do like the sound of that. That is going to be some good fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And all three are Toros.
Ooh, nice.
Even better.
So,
some good value in that pack. I think Mr. Stew's onto something. I think that what Damo does is he just buys up the entire global supply so that he can sit here on the show and go, these are super rare. You can't find them anywhere except for the 1,500 massive Tupperware tubs in my spare room where I've got the entire global supply. And that explains so much. It all makes sense to me now. Damo makes them.
Omar destroys them so that there's not many left.
Yeah.
Be honest with you. Look, I'm an empath, and I don't want you guys to suffer from a bad cigar. So I try over and over again just to make sure that you guys will be okay. Just a guinea pig, man.
I've got to say, I do appreciate the 16 messages I get from you every single day, letting me know that, oh, hey, that one would have been a good one if you'd smoked that one. It's just nice to know that you've got my back like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Probably don't need the messages after about 11 o'clock at night and through to about 5 in the morning. Probably just maybe don't send those ones, but the rest of them. Well, I've noticed. Yeah. Yeah, Dan's onto it. We've got you guys figured out now.
Oh, Dad.
All right, definitely picking up in flavor profile now. Getting a bit sharp. A little bit of pepper has kicked in.
There's a bit of pepper. Was
that vegetative note stepped up as well.
Yeah, alongside the pepper.
One of the TBC topics from last couple of weeks. I mean, last cigar. That AJ Fernandez Divinia. All right. It's definitely one of my top 5 cigars. I have no doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt about that. The reason I'm saying that, we have every now and then a Wild Churchill or a Cohiba that is phenomenal, but that doesn't count. So someone's ability to reach out to the same cigar and say, yes, it is still over and over again my favorite cigar is the key. Not chasing that 1 out of 1,000 sort of. So I thought about it a little fair bit, and I'm like, and then I got another pack of 5 from Damo, smoked them again, and I'm like, yes, exactly. I have the same joy, same enjoyment, everything. Beautiful cigar.
You smoked 5, so that was your lunch break.
It's a pre-lunch break thing, sort of thing, when you get ready for
it. Getting ready.
Well, our viewers will be pleased to know that Omar did want to buy all of our stock of them, and I said no, because other people need a chance to get them as well.
Yeah.
I limited him to 1 pack of 5.
Yeah, which is obviously not fair, but I would, if anyone is listening and interested, that's something that they should buy, and buy immediately too.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No one is listening or interested. That's he's just gloating at this point, isn't he? He's just like, I got them, you didn't. Sucks to be you. Blah blah. I don't know. I don't listen to him closely enough to actually know what he's saying, but he seemed smug, so I just thought, you know what, we don't need it.
Why is
Have you stopped? Have you learnt your lesson?
That cigar. Ooh.
So David's saying, I have the same view of the Perdomo 1964 anniversary. Which one?
That he's talking about Padron.
Yeah, I was going to say the Perdomo 1964. That doesn't ring a bell. The Padron has a 1964, and I feel like there was a Rocky Patel. Was there a Rocky Patel 1964 as well?
In 79.
79. Okay. And there was an 80 something.
Yeah, vintage 1979.
Yeah.
I think it's ranked to Padron. Yeah, very
Yep.
rich. You tell him. You tell him.
Who tell me? Sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Who?
Tim, man, he makes sense. The guy just makes sense. Okay.
Sorry, I missed that. Is that your imaginary friend?
Yeah, he's a good friend too.
Okay, all right.
Look,
Hey, whatever makes you happy.
yeah. Look, I look. Yes, I agree with David. Yes, I agree with David. Okay, but let me say this. This is just my view on cigars, and obviously, it's not something that we all have to agree with. I think you can tell a cigar. You can really tell a cigar when you don't have a wrapper on it. You sit there and smoke without
Yeah.
knowing what. That's it. And to best of my knowledge, every time you touch a Patron, you already have a preconceived idea. That's like 1964, bingo, Padron, Davidoff, go, off you go, right?
Yeah.
If I put that Padron next to that Ave Maria Divina, right? As weird as it sounds, I would reach out for that box press Ave any day.
Mm.
For me, I'm just because I'm being realistic. If someone gave it to me as a present, or I purchased it, someone's money got spent, right? And there's
Sure.
no comparison what you have spent for it. There's a less of wank about it. It's just a straight up cigar. No,
Yeah.
you're spending like almost double the money, right? If not more, right? So I would rather support something like AJ Fernandez. It's just simple. They said, this is what it is. This is what I did with it. There's no story. There's no extraordinary wank about it. And it's a beautiful cigar.
I will. I'm going to go into bat for Padron a little bit. I'd never had one until I travelled to Fremantle in WA, and I had a night to kill, and I went looking for a cigar. And they've actually got tobacconists that can actually show you their wares in West Australia. It's not like it is here in the eastern states. And so I rocked up at a little corner store tobacconist, thinking they were going to have a little humidor that big. And I said, "Oh, do you have any cigars?" And he walks over and he pulls back a curtain, and there's this entire wall of boxes in front of me. I'm like, "Whoa, this is amazing!" And I randomly picked out, I think it was a 2000, a Padron. I'd never had a Padron. This is my first ever Padron, and I became an instant fan that night. I was immediately won over. Just what a fantastic cigar that was, and I'm yet to have a bad one. So there is value in a brand that is just that strong, where you just know, yeah, okay, I'm paying more, but it's going to be fantastic. Something like the Ave Maria Divina, I would actually argue, is a better stick. If I knew what they were, I'd reach for the Ave Maria instead of the Padron. But I do think there's value in that strength of brand where someone, and AJ Fernandez is doing this with his brand as a blender. But Padron have already done that. They had a head start of a number of decades, and they've just established this brand as one of those go-tos that you just know you're going to get a great stick. And I think that's sometimes worth paying more for.
Look, I think for someone who's starting off cigars, they're obviously going to not go wrong with any of the Patrons. But let me say this to you, with just a simple comparison, and it's not one of my top brands. I will pick up side by side Perdomo. Never had a bad Perdomo ever.
Yeah,
never
true. Same.
I've had a bad Perdomo. 1/3 of the price, if not less. And Bob's your uncle every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time twice. Sometime on Sunday 3 times.
But Padron have been doing the same thing for decades longer. Yes. And I think, and that's where they then get to charge the premium. The brand recognition, the trust that's been built up over a long period of time is worth something. So I agree with you. And for people like us that smoke a lot of cigars and we try a lot of these newer brands and we discover the good ones before the mass market has, for you and I, that makes perfect sense. But for the average punter, going in and spending extra on a Padron instead of taking a risk on something else often makes sense. Aussie John, welcome to the show. Padron 64 was my go-to on US road trips. Yes. Mate, if you're in the US, there's a lot of good cigars you can get for good money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Whereabouts in the US?
Almost any
Sorry.
cigar in the US is better because it tastes better with less tax on it.
Or sometimes no tax on it. Depends where you
You
go.
got that right. John, tell us where you went on your road trip. So this random bloke is an optimist. He thinks if he had a cigar, he might be less of an ass. No,
Leave him
no, I
alone.
don't think so.
Seriously. Leave him.
But it's so much fun. $20 kilos down on the carnivore diet. Well done, mate. 20
That's
kilos.
amazing.
That's a hell of a milestone.
Yeah,
That is a hell of a milestone.
it is. It is. It is.
I didn't go full carnivore, but I'm down over 10 kilos so far. But Stu's gone hardcore, and wow, what a result!
Yep, that's pretty good.
And David approves of your decision, gentlemen. You chose well, Damien and Omar.
You're welcome, David.
Yeah, we thought of you, David, straight away. We sat there. I'm like, let's have a cigar.
Yep, and I got these ones out as a sample. Well, not doing it quite as much as we used to, but when I order in supplies of sticks, I'll often get some sample packs in of different bits and pieces just to try and see what else is out there, ones that we haven't tried before. And when Omar and I tried this, David was definitely first thing that popped to mind.
Yeah, 100%. Straight away.
Stu, you need to settle down. What am I going to do with my 5 extra large hoodies now?
5XL, wow.
Several road trips, but you know that when it's affordable, you don't miss that opportunity. 100%. 100%. I'm looking forward to getting back to the US sometime soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm contemplating a Trump victory tour when he wins.
That'll be good fun. I'll go and visit the Sorbos in Florida again. See if I can hang out at Mar-a-Lago with him again.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, starting to get a bit hot. Flavor is still good, but that vegetative note is really the one that's starting to dominate as we get towards the end here.
It is.
Interestingly enough, even though I'm getting down to the business end, still got a good cinnamon hit in the flavor profile on the finish. The other one I'm getting fleeting notes of is, when you're eating rock melon and there's the bit near the skin that sort of where it just starts to go a little bit green.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little bit of that sort of that rock melony note in there as well. Just time to time fleeting notes of that. So
I didn't quite understand that. What I heard was I'm a poor person who eats too much of my fruit because I'm trying to get calories or something. I missed that. I'm not quite sure.
I'll tell you what I'm getting. I'm just behind you guys. A very distinctive sweet cedar cinnamon note. It's very distinctive. Sharp cedar with sweet cinnamon. That's where I'm at. Beautiful.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's definitely got that. If you've ever eaten cinnamon, sprinkled on something where you're actually getting a good mouthful of the cinnamon powder itself, that woody cinnamon note to it.
Cedar cinnamon. That's it.
Just do the cinnamon challenge. Just get a tablespoon, and you remember that? That was one of those internet fads.
I'm surprised no one ever moved on to the cayenne pepper challenge.
I think anyone that tried the cinnamon challenge instantly regretted it. So that one died pretty quick.
Yeah, well, I'm getting too hot now to get on my lips. I think I've done a pretty good job there.
Just Uncle Perdomo, and it'd be fine. Dan was not loving it.
No, he's not taking the bait.
Nah. Yeah, Stu. I'm liking it, man. The way you
That's
smoke
it.
your cigars.
I'm done.
You got it down,
What's
Pat,
that,
brother.
about an hour?
Just over hour and 5.
Yep.
But I mean, you smoked a bit faster than us. We've got a couple of minutes. I mean, I don't have much left, but got a couple of minutes.
Easy to do. 5 minutes. I never have to relight it. It's going good.
It's and what a trouble-free cigar. Again, the kind of cigar you could take with you onto a golf course or while you're working in a workshop or something like that, and you pick it up every few minutes and you just know it's going to still be going. It needs no attention.
Tough. Try to stop fucking acting like an HR cunt, right? No matter what the fuck you're doing, you can still smoke this cigar. Simple as that. Don't fuck this. Don't make this shit complicated. Don't make it's complicated. You're smoking this shit.
Okay. I might be acting like an HR rep, but you're being an idiot. There are certain cigars that are suitable for certain jobs. And if you're not sophisticated to understand that, then I question your role as a cigar professor.
He's not cigar professor. He's diversity hire. You got to remember that.
Oh, that's right. That makes sense now.
I'm going to not write professor ever, but I'm doing a doctor now from today. I'm a cigar doctor.
So if one of my cigars ever needs open heart surgery, I'll call you. Yeah.
Or you can't smoke your cigar, come and see me.
All right. Well, this nub has actually gone quite soft on me all of a sudden. It's kind of squishing in my fingers. So I think I'm pretty much done. I'll try and get one more drag out of it, but that'll be it. Oh, yeah, that's getting quite hot and quite ashy. There we go. Ow. Beautiful stick. Beautiful stick.
But when you fix your Windows / Google-based shit accessories or whatever OS you freaking run, this freaking thing never. But anyway, so if you and I have spoke about this on and off for freaking 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stuck into it, and we come off this topic, and it just stays in my head because all I do is smoke cigars, right? So the topic stays in my head. We often like when I start smoking cigars, I straight away went for the Gordo side, like 6.5, 660, right? Beautiful, lasts forever. And then as we progress, like the Lanceros, right? Or let's love them, right? And I just stuck to that sort of this pattern for a bit. Like, the wrapper to ratio, beautiful profile, what have you, and I hate the Gordos or whatever. There's one thing I've noticed with the Lanceros, the final bit is always tough.
Yes.
Because of the lack of everything there, there's no place to hide. It gets. So I'm going back. I'm doing a backflip. I'm doing Tours because I have enough size of the soul, right? So it can hide more and let you go right at the nub.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you get a Lonsdale or a Lancero, it's a long cigar, and all of that is coming through a narrow gauge. And but towards the end, you'll get more tar. You'll get more of that burnt sort of aftertaste and that sort of thing coming through. And heat is
in Australia when we have to goddamn go through the whole entire thing. Right? Just away just like that, right? So
mark this day in your calendar because I actually agree with you, Omar. That's got to be just about a first.
I go back. How many times you say that?
Look, probably never. I'm gonna persevere with my Lanceros. I love them, and what you get out of the first 2/3 is worth it. But you're right, you can't. Yeah, you can't smoke them all the way down.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I'm doing a backflip, man. Go back to Toros and Robustos and.
I would love to see you do an actual backflip. Have you ever seen there's little garden gnomes and they do the funny ones in the different weird poses and there's like one like standing on its head? That'd be you. You would attempt a backflip and you would end up doing that pose.
Tough. I'll do it if you do it first.
Give me a year to train for it.
Yeah, done. Locked in. That's all.
Oh. Alrighty, well, gentlemen, that's I'm going to put that down as an hour 10 cigar because you've got a few minutes left. Damo, you finished a few minutes ago. That's a pretty good smoke time out of that Vitola.
Yeah, hour and a quarter.
Yeah, well, that's what you'll get. Yeah, I mean, we didn't light up for probably the first 5 minutes or so, but that's a good smoke time. Beautiful flavor profile. Yeah, that's there. What a fantastic cigar. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and everyone that's still with us now. Thank you to all the comments. We've enjoyed having a chat. Enjoyed the Cigar Professor. We will send out an email in the next couple of days, letting you know what's in the next pack and what else you can buy to get delivered at the same time as the next pack. Good opportunity for you to stock up. So we'll get that information out to you. And thank you very much for joining us on the Cigar Professor. Any last words, gentlemen?
No, I'm looking forward to the next 3 cigars in the next pack.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Well said. All right, guys, we're out. Ciao.